Hello and welcome to my first video here on AdventureMe. So today we're going to be looking at the East and West Yorkshire Union Railway, which was a railway built to supply all the collieries in the West Yorkshire area. It's a very small line situated between Lofthouse, Rothwell and down to Sturton in Leeds. So today's video we're going to start at the Lofthouse Colliery, which is the bottom section of the line. Okay, so this is Lofthouse Colliery, which is well since gone now. Nothing remains of the colliery. As you can see, it's a rather barren land and it's just a parkland at the minute. Okay, so let's give you a brief overview of what we're going to do on the trip today. So this is where I'm going to start and where I'm going to take you. So I'm just going to zoom out. There we go. So, like I said, this is the main line. This is the colliery. And I'm going to try and get as close to this area here as I can. I don't know if I can get down there or even in here, but I'm going to get down here. That's where I'm going to start the video. Then I'm going to work my way up and try coming this top end here. And then I'm going to show this road here, this track, and see if there's anything left of the railway there. And then I'm not going to be able to get on this bit because it's private land and it's also a golf course. So I'm going to go up this road, around the outside, try and show you this embankment across here. And then I'm going to make my way round to here and show you this point here and see where the bridge was, where the cutting went underneath it. And then, obviously, the motorways dissected it there. Then I'm going to make my way all the way around to this side and I'm going to show you this bridge here, which obviously used to be a bridge. Again, there was a big cutting there underneath. And then I'm going to take you down to this bit of parkland here, where it still is a cutting, not as deep as it used to be. I'm going to show you as much as I can of that there. And then I'm going to walk down to the bridge here. And that's where I'll end the vlog today. So I'm going to get as far as this bridge down here. I'll take you through the bridge just to show you it. And then I'm going to start the next video, which is the Robin Hood Station video from this point. And I'll work my way up there towards Robin Hood Station. And like I said, a lot of these other sections I will do at a later date in other videos. So for today, it's just this stretch here. Okay, so let's see you down on the ground with the camera. Hello, and welcome down here to Lofthouse. I said in the video that there wasn't much to see on this stretch of the line, but I thought, you know what? It's cold, but I'm going to come down and see what I can find. It's nothing better than going round yourself and having a look. I was just told there wasn't much left. So I'm going to start here in the Lofthouse Colliery Nature Park, which is the former site of the Lofthouse Colliery, obviously. And they've turned it into a nature reserve, nature park. It's great for walking your dogs and things like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm starting right down here at the bottom of the line. And I'm going to make my way around and see what I can find. Somewhere over here is where the line left the East Coast Main Line, which is right that way there. So it runs right parallel with me. And the line would have branched off just down there and worked its way up here. So I'm going to try, if I can, get down there, but it's looking a bit unlikely. Look at all the brambles. And I'm not really dressed for brambles. See if there's anything to find. So this is as close as I can get to the main line. Obviously I don't want to be trespassing on anything. So I've come to a locked gate here, so I'm going to stay this side of the fence. So as you can see there, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a tree just there, and behind that there's a fence. That's the edge of the main line. So the line would have left just behind these trees here and gone up at a diagonal up that way. So I'm going to head back up this way and see if I can get down to the old line this way. Now there is farmer units and storage facilities built on the old line just down here. So I don't know if I can get close or not, but I'll try. I'll tell you what, it's a lovely walk through here. Even on this cold, crisp January Wednesday, it's freezing, but it's very nice.
see why people might come down here with the dogs. So, we've just about reached the point where you can see the former track bed. So there is no way to get down there. The fence here, and there's another fence down there, and a load of brambles and nettles. So I'm going to make my way around the top and see if I can come back down the other way. See what's on the other side. Okay, so I'm at the top of the former track bed here. So I'm just going to make my way up this little lane here. I'm sure it's fine because the gate's open. Now, this is probably the track bed here on the right. So as you can see in front of me, there's a load of agricultural and farm vehicles there, and they're covering the old track bed. There's a dog barking at me now. So where I'm stood right now is the old track bed here. Shut up. So I'm going to make my way around here and see if there's anything we can find as it crosses the road down here. So there is, if that dog shuts up, there is a main road down here. Well, I say a main road, it's a lane. And I'm hoping, as if by magic, there might be something left. And lo and behold, look what we find. So, as you can see, we have some buttresses right there. So the line would have come across here, and I'm presuming it would have been a bit higher than that because the embankment's slightly higher. The wall's quite low, so I would have thought they've probably demolished, and obviously the clearance for the road here is not very good, so I presume they've demolished half of that wall at least. So yeah, there it goes across the road there and up the other side. So this is our first point where it crossed a road. So this would have been bridge number 1 on the East and West Yorkshire Union Railway. So bridge number 1. So let's just have a look this side. So yeah, you can clearly see the embankment there. You can see the embankment as it moves across that way. And also that way as well. So yeah, our first find. I'm happy with that. Didn't think we'd find anything. Okay, so let's move on further up the line. We're going to come up to Castlehead Lane, which is just a bit further up, and see where it crossed that road there. So we'll see if we can find anything up there as well. So the cutting would have run right underneath this road where I am now, so there would have been a bridge where I'm stood. So, I mean, there's nothing remaining of a bridge or anything like that. Probably still there underneath, but buried somewhere. So, where I'm stood right now would have been in the cutting, which would have ran directly that way, but as you can see, it's all been filled in now. It's just the farmer's field. But had you have followed it that way, I mean, I was going to say it would have gone under the M1 or the M62, but it wouldn't because that wasn't there. So all this was levelled and filled in when they built the motorway, which was probably in the 1970s, I would have thought. The M1 was much earlier than that, but the M62 was 1970s, I think, early 1970s. So that would have then obliterated anything that was there, and they would have probably filled it in either side as well. Okay, so let's go right round to the other side of the M62 and see what we can find that way. So there's nothing on this stretch here, but let's see if we can find where it crossed the next road up there. So let's go up there now. Okay, so I've just crossed over the other side of the M62, which is just over there, on the other side of that field. If you look over there, this is where the line would have come across here. So obviously, like I said, the motorway has kind of taken all that away now, but it would have crossed just there. That's now a school playing field. But there would have been a deep cutting there, right underneath and this road here would have been a bridge. Now I will show you a picture of this a bit later on. I've got a picture looking this way towards the camera of that bridge. So I'll show you that. So where I'm stood right now would have been about 20-30 feet in the air. The cutting was quite a deep one there, so it would have come across here and then gone directly towards or between that rugby post there and the path on the right there. So that would have been a cutting right there, and it would have headed that way. As you can see, there's nothing left of the bridge. It's all, you wouldn't even know it was here. It's just all filled in and level now. I don't know if they removed the bridge, filled it in and then redid the road, or whether they just buried the bridge and it's just disappeared. Okay, so I'm stood on the pathway here, which runs at the side of the line. So this pathway wouldn't have been here, obviously. This would have been the edge of the embankment. So all these houses on this side and the fence would have probably been the edge or the top of the embankment. So the embankment would have gone down that way and obviously quite deep down there. So while I'm here, I just want to show you the book that I've got. So I'm using this to follow the route. This has got a really good map in it. It's also a book about the line. It's the East and West Yorkshire Union Railway by D.L. Franks. I bought this a couple of years ago now. Don't know why, but I got a bit of interest in it. So I bought this book. It explains all the route, where the stations are, a bit of everything. So that's what I'm going to be using for this whole series of videos. So I bought that a long time ago, and I feel a bit like Michael Portillo with his Bradshaws. I'm going to put it away anyway. Okay, so I'm here on the track. I've just walked a bit further down and I may have found something. There's an old piece of a railway sleeper there. Could be absolutely nothing, could be from somebody's garden, but who knows, you do find things like this along the old railway lines, so that could be an old sleeper. Okay, so let's keep going down this way. So as I was saying, my book that I've got explains everything, tells you, shows you maps, shows you pictures. But I'm just going to make my way around here now because the sports field to my left is now gone, and we should be right where the cutting was. So we should be right where the cutting was. So as you can see right there, this whole patch here would have been a cutting. It would have been, like I said, 30-35 feet deep and straight line down that way it would have headed. So shall we go down? Let's carry on. Now I don't know if you can see that, but the path that I was just walking on has all of a sudden just dipped down. So I've got a feeling we're heading down to the original track bed now. It's just a gentle slope down, because when we hit the road at the end of here, we're gonna hit a bridge where it would have gone underneath the road. But you can walk under there now, so it's still accessible, which means this has to dip down. So like I said, where it was 30-35 feet above back there, it's going to now come down because we're going to walk under the bridge. So it needs to be descending really. So it's getting lower and lower down now, and hopefully you can see me better now because I know the sun was right behind me. So as you can see, we're heading down to the track level. So look what's just round here. We have a railway bridge. There you go, look at that. So that's the original railway bridge, where it would have crossed under the A61 or Leeds Road. Let's go down and have a look. Now hopefully you're going to capture this, but you can see the bridge is quite wide there, and the passage that we're going through is quite narrow. So it looks like we've filled in either side of the footbridge just to maybe give it extra strength so they don't have to worry about it in future, because it would have been quite a wide bridge this. So they've obviously strengthened it because it's just a footpath now. So let's go through and have a look. But when we get to the other side of this bridge, this is going to be the end of this line. I'm going to start from the other side, so through here and all the way up into Robin Hood and that way on the next video. So if you want to see from here all the way up, join me on the next video, which will be the Robin Hood station section. So I'm just going to show you a bit more around here, and then I've just got one more thing to show you as well. Right at the top where I was a few minutes ago, I'm going to show you a tree that I think may be a tree from one of the pictures. So we'll go back up there in a second. I'm just going to let you have a look at this now. So I've just noticed something when I'm coming back through the bridge. I don't know if you can see this. I'm just going to get my torch out. But look at the brick arches there. So there's nice old Victorian brick arches there with steel girders as well. There could even be iron girders. I don't know if you can see that. Just thought it was worth seeing. Okay, so I'm going to head back to the car now, and I'm going to show you, hopefully, a tree that I think is in one of the pictures that I'm going to show you of the bridge further back. So let's go see. Okay, so the picture that I'm going to show you in a minute would have probably been taken from about here, obviously 30 feet down in the embankment, on the cutting should I say. Okay, so here we are. I'm just going to try and get out the sun because you might not see it. That tree there, the big one, I think is the tree from the picture.
Okay, here's the picture. So as you can see, I think this was taken just at the end of the football field, pointing towards Longthorpe Lane where I was stood. So I said in the video where I thought the picture was taken, and as you can see the bridge there across the embankment, so that is Longthorpe Lane that's up there. And if you look to the top left, you can also see a tree. Now that is the tree that I think I got in the video. It's at the side of somebody's house and it's in their garden, so I would presume when they filled the embankment in, they didn't touch anything to do with the house. Okay, so we're back in the car. That's all I can show you really. There's not much else to see. Like I said, a lot of it has been levelled and just disappeared because of the M62 and agriculture and schools and things like that. So there isn't a lot I can show you, but I've tried to show you as much as I could find. So I've done the whole route from where it joins or where it leaves the main line down in Lofthouse near the colliery, and all the way up to the A61, which obviously I'm going to start from in my next video, which is the Robin Hood station video. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. That's going to be the next in the series. Like I said, it's going to be a multi-part series this, so we're probably going to do 6 or 7 videos on this railway, so because there's a lot to do. But I'm going to start from that bridge and up the embankment for the next video. So I hope you enjoyed that. It was interesting for me because I've never been down here before. I'm familiar with the other side, but not this end, so it's a discovery for me as well. It's all new to me. I'm finding things out and learning myself, and I wouldn't call myself a railway buff. I know a little bit about railways, but I wouldn't say I was a railway buff. I'm more into history and old things that have now, you know, abandoned things and things that have disappeared over the years. So hopefully you've come along with me to learn about the route and a bit more as well. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll hopefully see you in our Robin Hood video.
So please give me a like and a subscribe. That'd be fantastic. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much for joining me.